Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. I hope you're all doing well. As you see, I am not home, I will tell you why in a second. Today we go with a mini update, so it will absolutely not be a long video, but nevertheless, maximum of like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Let's go, 30,000 Juventini. What do we start with, the updates, or do we start with maybe telling you why I am not home? For the people that do not know, I'm going to Torino, the best place on earth, of course, because I'm going to La Continassa. I will arrive today, I have the plane, I believe in 2 hours, then I'm going to the J Hotel. Tomorrow we go live from La Continassa, from the Creator Lab. I will give you more details because at the moment it's a bit confidential. I will give you more details, but it can be quite nice with maybe, who knows, the possibility to meet a few players, some creators. Can be extremely nice tomorrow, but we'll come back on that. So I can't wait. If you want to follow me on Instagram, because there I will put some stories, maybe also put the notification ring on so that you can see if I upload a few reels. You never know, so that you can't miss any information from that beautiful trip or what might be a beautiful trip. So what about the updates? We start immediately with Danilo. Danilo that after the game that we played against the Roma, yesterday he did some medical test. Unfortunately for him, left leg muscular injury, and he's at high doubt, not only for the game against Salernitana of this weekend, but especially for the Coppa Italia against Atalanta. And that's a huge one. I told you, also in the post-game, I hope I don't see any more Kostic and Danilo together. Well, it was not wishing Danilo an injury. It was more like, okay, or you play Danilo or you play Kostic, but not play both of them, and especially not wishing an injury. So for the next game, probably the next 2 games, we'll not see the Capitano. Who can replace him? Well, logically, we are immediately thinking about Daniele Rogani, that this season, whenever he entered, whenever he needed to replace one of the 3 center backs, he did extremely well. So it could be Rugani. On the other side, even when Danilo was not playing, or other players, lately we saw an Alexandro that was not there against Roma. He recuperated, he should be there on the bench against Salernitana, or maybe even starting. I hope sincerely to see Daniele Rugani. I believe he deserves it for this season, and also because it's giving me a lot more confidence there on the left side. Then depending if we play with Cambiaso or if we play with Kostic there on the left, or maybe, who knows, maybe an Ealing Jr. against Salernitana at home. The important thing is that we win that game. That's the most important thing. And that's about Danilo. Then Federico Chiesa. That's what the papers are speaking about. It's something that we repeated so many times. Contract extension of Federico Chiesa. With some weeks you have higher possibilities where he signs his contract extension. Some weeks he's about to be on the transfer market for this season. So there are a lot of speculations. But today I'm speaking about Chiesa because he's finishing on the front page of Gazzetta dello Sport, on the front page of Tutto Sport. And when you have that name with the same kind of news on both papers, we can link the dots and going towards what they are telling us. And they are telling us that Chiesa is keen to accept a year of extension. That is not really reassuring for the long term, but at least it gives actually and Chiesa and Juventus some reassuring feelings for the near future. Chiesa, you know it, he wants to be central at Juventus because we spoke a lot about Kenan Yildiz, about that number 10. So of course he has a lot of questions. On the other side, Juventus also wants to see the Federico Chiesa that we saw entering against Milan, the Federico Chiesa that we saw playing against Roma. That was the Chiesa of, yesterday I said a mistake, but the Chiesa of 2021, the Chiesa pre-injury, the Chiesa of that Euro. Speaking about Euro, the value of Chiesa can even increase after a beautiful Euro, and I can guarantee you, it's already written, he will do a fantastic one. It's an agreement that is not ideal, to be honest, because if both are 100% convinced, you sign for 2, 3, 4 years, whatever extension, because it's Federico Chiesa that we are speaking about. He's the number 7. It's a bit the image man, one of the most loved ones of the fans, and also an amazing, talented player. But it's 1 year that put a bit more relax, and the club that push away the risk of letting him go for free. Also Chiesa understanding what kind of role he can have in a Juventus that will play. And that's what we are hearing from Mercato sources, from the Mercato journalists, going towards a 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1, where there will be space for a Kenan Yildiz and a Chiesa simultaneously on the field, something that we are not seeing this season. So it's a news that I'm really happy about, because I would be extremely sad if he leaves. And him staying it's a really good news. Honestly, it's a good news. Federico Chiesa, yes to Juve. It's probably the news that I wanted to wake up with, especially after the feeling that he gave me after that Roma game, where he was without any doubt the best man. And if we can see that level of Chiesa in 24-25, I can guarantee you that it will be a much more entertaining season. Then, the next upcoming games, Salernitana, we know it, 3 points for Juventus, and we qualify immediately to the Champions League. It's an important one without Danilo, but I'm sure that the guys that will go on the field, if they show what they showed against Roma, they will win. They need to win. It's too long that we don't win 4 times in Serie A, 5 times if you're looking at all the competitions together. It's a game that we are playing at home. We can't make the supporters sad. They deserve to celebrate in that game, and it's an important one because after that game, you can really focus on the second most important game of the season. That will be the final of Coppa Italia against Atalanta. After these 2 games, that's the future that will be decided at Juve. You know it, Max Allegri, every time that you receive the question since a few weeks now about his future, he's always saying, tell it to the club, ask it to Giuntoli, ask it to the management. We have an objective that we need to reach. We have 2 objectives that we need to reach, and then we will sit at the table and we will discuss. I don't believe that we will wait the games of Bologna, the games of Monza to sit at the table, these discussions, the formal discussion, because we all have the feeling that the decision is already taken, but the formal discussion will be taken after that Coppa Italia game, if we already qualified in Champions League, and then depending on the result. I don't believe that the result will influence in a way. It's something that I already told you, and I'm convinced about it. Whatever the decision, it's already taken. Gone or staying, people happy or not happy, whatever, but we will sit at the table after that game. And it's a really a funny one. For what reason? Because, funny one, it's a strange one, because after the discussion, after the 15th of May, when internally they will already decided the future, the next game is in home of Bologna. And who is the coach of Bologna at the moment? It is Thiago Motta. So we will be at home of Bologna, that is actually managed at the moment by Thiago Motta, and it will be strange to see the field. People will probably watch the players, people will probably watch the game. If we already qualify to the game will have not a lot of suspense, not a lot of thrilling part, but the most interesting part will be to see the faces of Thiago Motta and Max Allegri. So these were the news that I wanted to share with you. I can't wait to take my plane. I can't wait to reveal you a lot of surprises if I can, because I'm not the best one in it, but I will try to film some parts also in La Continassa so that you can see the backstages, creating a kind of vlog so that we can publish it and make you happy to discover a side of Juve that at the moment you didn't really see. And it's always interesting. At the moment, I never showed you really the backstages, but if I can do it, will be something marvelous. If you can't wait for it, let me know in the comment section. Grazie, forza Juve, ciao.